Going live a few minutes early just to hang out and chat. And Hezrez says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Hezrez. Look at his hair. Just started a lockdown, so barbers are all closed, and I can't even get my hair cut. God damn it. Oh well. So, welcome back, guys. It's time for Captain Foley first reaction. This is almost the last one for a little while. This is for Discovery, episode 12. There is a tide. Pod. Don't eat it. So we're going to be talking about that today, and get your thoughts on it as well. Hopefully you guys will chime in with your ideas and suggestions and thoughts on it, because I would like to hear them, of course, and talk about them. So, yeah. And tomorrow I'm sure we'll be doing our live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same old. You know the routine. So, not going to start right away into the nitty gritty because people need to get here, and I'm starting early, so I don't want them to miss anything that they might be interested in. So I'm going to say I liked it. I liked it more than I liked last week's. So we'll start there. We'll start with that, and that'll be a good place to kick it off. So I can just see my remotes in the camera there, and my OCD was saying, straighten them, straighten them. All right. Sorry I didn't get to this one sooner, guys, but you know the routine. It's that time of year where there's crazy stuff going on. December 31st is, of course, Sylvia's birthday, so had that going on and didn't want to take any time away from her or anything. So we've had a great couple days. She's been off since before Christmas. She goes back to work tomorrow. I guess so do I, making regular content. I need to do some more Eagle Moss reviews and film those and a few other things like that, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed what we've had for you over the holiday season. Samuel worked hard to do some animations. We did our Christmas Day and New Year's Eve or New Year's Day videos, which we filmed early, which is weird, just to get in that mindset for those. And we will be doing a live Trekyards where we show off all the stuff we got for Christmas, and just hang out. And the end of Discovery, it's like the Mandalorian wrap up, it's the Discovery wrap up, it's the 2020 wrap up, it's the welcome 2021 live as well. Lots going on there, so yeah. Explanatory live. I was surprised it was actually a good Discovery episode for the first time. Yes, but the robots, so stupid. The dot robots are kind of dumb, but that being said, they got a cool design. Sean Wright, you're surprised that they literally took several other robot stories movies that have already been done and put them into Discovery, right? Doctor Who is 50-50 for me. It has some amazing episodes and some what the fuck. This is a boring episode. Sean Wright, the new Doctor, lost interest, just boring. We're not talking about the Doctor, so. Ian Kaneki says, is it just me or does everyone else think that the writers of Discovery don't know the difference between a food replicator and a food synthesizer? Well, they confirm what we've known all along, that they just reuse all the waste on the ship to create new. That's just the way it works. Are the dogs going to be a problem? I think the dogs are going to be a problem. Let's see. Wait, are we going there? Very late evening here in the UK. To you, Captain, or is it Admiral? Hold on just a second. They don't have to go in your room.
All right.
I don't know why they always insist to. Fucking kid out of the room. Jay Donaldson, the previously on writers apparently think we are so forgetful that it was spoil what would have been a good reveal. Yes, that really annoyed me actually, seeing the guy from Hell on Wheels, I forget his name, pop up on last time on, because okay, here he comes. Great, thanks. Yeah, not a good reveal, unfortunately. They just ruined it with that. So I totally agree with you there. Let's see. Ezra, I like that some of our half-joked predictions for this episode sort of happened. Yeah. Vance seem evasive in negotiations. Well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. The whole Osira wanting to create a coalition or an armistice between the Federation. It seems wonky. Since when? Since fucking when has the Spore tech been unreplicatable? What? That was never once mentioned until this episode. It's just dumb beyond dumb. It would totally be the only thing that's not replicatable at this point, which I kind of understand, is the tardigrade DNA in Stamets, the way it's integrated with his DNA. Sure, the pilot, the initiator of the thing, is unreplicatable, I guess, but the tech isn't. But they go on out on limb to say that the tech is unreplicatable. So 99 people here, that is awesome. 99 people watching, but a bitch ain't one. And 51 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. I think we can get to 100 likes easily. If not, we can hit 75, no problem. See, the captain's always like, we can hit this, but I think we'll go for this one. So I'm not a complete asshole. I mean, I try sometimes, but you know. Ozzy, may Tilly's husband rest in peace, and Book's friend too. Yes. Ezra, it was good. Near the end, I got this random idea that Navarre leaked the info to the Emerald Chain. What was that stupidity about Michael Burnham sending a coded message to her mommy? I might see you in some distant future. That's just setting up for it next episode to be the Vulcans come screaming into the rescue or something stupid, which... And yeah, Vance did mention the president of the Federation. Like, I'll need to understand this a bit better to be able to present it to the president. So he's not the president. We kind of wondered about that, whether he said he's the CNC, it's commander-in-chief, but, you know, is that president of the Federation or just Starfleet? So at least we got that. And it'd be cool if that's a nice reveal. It's a nice surprise who the president is. It'd be cool if it was somebody like the EMH. So welcome everybody that is here. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you hit that like button. See, we hit 75 easily. Can we hit 100 now? I think there's another 25 people out there that haven't hit like, so please consider hitting that like button. And if you can super chat, that's great too. It helps out the channel. Like I said, tune in tomorrow for a full review and breakdown of this episode at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always a good time, and we always look forward to seeing you guys. So hopefully you enjoy it too. Austin, she wants her crimes legitimized. Yes, but then he also said you have to stand trial. Somebody has to represent the Emerald Chains that is totally detached from you, and you have to be put on trial for your crimes. I thought that was fucking fantastic. Way to turn it on her. Anyway. And yeah, Alex, I think they mean the Navigator too, but didn't come off that way. They said the Spore drive that's unreplicatable. Unreplicatable tech, they said, which is not at all what it is, but that's okay. Tim Adkins, good to see the other crew do something in this episode. So save the day, Michael. Geek and Review, maybe she meant the physical elements of the drive couldn't be replicated. Nah, I think that's bullshit. William Howell, welcome to the rank of Commander. Thank you for joining the channel, William. That is great. Welcome aboard, Commander. Good to see you. Thank you. Michael cried again. Yeah. Seriously, thought out Trek, we only got a few passing references on who the Federation president is, Dan Beaumont. So I am okay that we Don't see it, or even if they gave the same on who it is. What? I'm sure we're not going to see them, but the next time on looks interesting, and that'll be worth discussing on Wednesday. Dr. Ronslin, $10. It's shit. It's made out of our shit. It's pretty good for being shit. Yeah, that was fantastic. It's our shit, you know. Why isn't it just called Star Trek Burnham? Cronenberg is the president. There'd be a nice twist. Well, at least they showed why transwarp tunnels are 50% survivable. I guess ships exploded while in the tunnels. Yes, and most of them are Starfleet ships by the looks of it. And yes, Samuel and myself called that. That was one of our speculations, that there's wreckage throughout the transwarp corridors. Conduits. Fucking hallways. Whatever you want to call them. CNC is strictly military, says William. Okay, cool. Didn't know that. It will be a hologram of William Rager. There to save the day. Sure. Jay Donaldson used to think Starship Mine was Die Hard in space, but now we have Burnham running around barefoot and bleeding, fighting terrorists. Yep. The barefoot was a little much. So you're telling me with all the tactical gear that she was wearing tactical gear to go down the planet. She was wearing it when she's crashed on the ship, so she still had her tactical gear on. So Starfleet's protocol for tactical gear is to put boots on with no socks. I call bullshit on that, first of all. I'm glad that we didn't see her like having to go through broken glass or across a floor of like shattered something. You know, at least it was a quick, they're off. Oh, she's got boots again. Okay, fine. You know, but the stupidity of not having fucking socks on. The ship must stink if everybody just wears boots with no socks. That's disgusting. So, and it's tactical gear too. Anyway, Justin Hampton, $2. Loved Sphere Data bots doing Vulcan salute. Were they though, or they just have 3 fingers? So it looks like, you know, it's like Grogu. Grogu does the Vulcan salute every time he reaches out. Come on. What is wrong with my... There we go. I fixed it. All right, let's see here. Sean Wright, the president can be John McClane. George Mangrum, so you didn't like the episode. It was my favorite of the season. I didn't say I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. It's a lot better than the last episode. It's very action-oriented. Like I said, like you guys said, the rest of the crew gets to do something. Tilly kicks some ass. And she's totally in her element. Like, she seems to know, she's issuing orders, she's doing whatever she needs to do, which is great. She's not hesitating. That was cool to see. There was a lot of good in this episode. It wasn't my favorite of the season by any means, but it was definitely way better than the last episode. So yes, I did enjoy it. Hezrez, or what would be funny if the Federation we are seeing is a faction that broke off? I mean, that could be a legitimate thing. That's, you know, they do mention another far out Deep Space 232 or whatever that's been trading for 98 years or 89 years, whatever, with the Emerald Chain. And that would be a different part of the Federation. So this part of the Federation thinks that they're standing for the Federation ideals, when basically this is a small part of the Federation. Her science nerd is going to flip. I agree, Austin. Yes. Sean Wright, of course you can replicate the spore drive. Replicating stamets would be another issue. Absolutely. Captain Shannon Murphy, unreplicatable. Good. So if they lose the mushroom drive, it's gone forever. Someone overload the thing quickly. Geek and Review, where is Nielsen and Linus this episode? Don't know. That's a good question. James Roberts, so they have programmable matter and still use poop to make food. Seems like 900 plus years replicators would change. You'd think, maybe a little. Yeah, I kind of agree. Space thing, the president will be Sahil. Hashtag justice for Sahil. Poor guy. Poor guy. Colts or C. Coltman M. I'm surprised this president is a dude. This show is all females. Austin says shit pie. Wow. C. Coltman M. Notice how they had the most white males ever as the bad guys. The sphere in the droids is cool as fuck. It's a great idea, absolutely. I love how it's like we can't purge the system of this old movie. How much memory is it taking? It's like when I'm running out of room on my C drive on my computer. It's like, for fuck's sakes, what can I delete? Oh, it's only like 102 kilobytes. It's not even worth fucking deleting. Just shut it down. It was kind of funny. Hezraz, Ren did say that Osira likes to mentally destroy people. Matt Mon, the president of the Federation, maybe the doctor from Voyager, but the one that went home in the episode Living Witness. Yes, that would be cool. I think that would be a neat little... Everybody's been calling for the doctor to come back. I think that would be very cool. See? I remember to drink tonight so my throat doesn't get parched. What's exactly tactical about her tactical gear? Well, it's black and it's fancy and it's got little lights here and it's got like kind of armory plating. It's tactical. Alistair Morden, what if Vance is also a Federation president? Might explain why the Admiral died while leaving Earth. That means he did a... You want to speak to the manager? Well, I am the manager, bitch. Hezraz, trust me, every uniform needs socks. She is not following regulations. There you go. That's kind of what I thought too. Seriously, just did not even notice she had not boots on. Had not boots. What? Lepiridon. If you don't wear socks and you boots, they can't get wet during an away mission. I mean, what? I'd want to be wearing socks and boots, especially in a tactical situation, just in case, you need to, tactical gear is for those away missions where you're not quite sure what's going to happen. Anyway, they had socks in lower decks. There you go. Is it better than before? Sure. Every other series, including Lower Decks, is still better, though. We need a Trek at Mandalorian levels. 1000% agree with you. Caravaggio 2012. Manuel says, how is the tech unreplicatable if there are 2 starships like Discovery in season 1? Well, they can make the tech 900 years ago, but now with all of our advanced materials and scanning equipment and tech, we can't replicate what you did 900 years ago. Fucking bullshit. I call bullshit on that. It's so hard. Area 51, $2. United Federation President is a synth. Miles O'Brien. That'd be funny. 153 people watching, 93 likes, 95 likes now, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't. Let's get to 100. We can easily hit 120, 125. We can easily hit 150. Just hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get those numbers up. We're at 99 right now, and it would be great to see more. C. Holtzman M. How much memory do the bots have? I gotta figure the sphere data has tons of space. Yeah, I would think so too, but they made a point of saying, how much memory is taken up? Hardly any. Okay, well, don't worry about it then. Alex Mackey, socks are integral to the boots. Everything made of programmable matter. C. Coltman M. Silly was too good a captain. They overwrote her as confident. It was too on the nose. Yeah, I like the scientist guy, by the way. Him talking to Stamets, I thought was a nice touch. And Stamets freaking out about, his whole life is on that planet. Hugh is there. He found out Adira was there. And then Michael just, the tension between those two now, because he's going to hate her so much. We came to the future for you so you wouldn't be alone. We sacrificed for you. You came to the future for you. Bullshit. You know, like, I fucking love that. Like, yes. This is what happens when they don't know how to develop characters. I must write them that way. Let's see. Marley McClay, Zara mocks Tilly for being easily overridden in 12 minutes. That made me laugh. I love how she was like, you know, it was so easy to take over the ship. I thought it was a trap at first, which is kind of funny. Judge 1981, $5. Sending my love. Hope the holidays were great, Captain, and thank you for your time tonight. Well, thank you, Judge 1981. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. But yes, the holidays were great, and thank you so much for joining. Very much appreciated. Appeared on, but the fire extinguishing by decompressing, yes, it made sense and would work, but what computer would do this while there's still people in the tube, one of them a badge-wearing crew member? Fire suppression. Ship is important to save. It's a good question, actually. Didn't really think about it. Alistair, I hated Michael being typical Michael again when she screwed over Paul, but I love that Paul got to rip into her character of so much truth. She always does this every season, screws over loved ones, because she's a selfish bitch. Austin, I feel like the refit Discovery shields are too weak. Ezraz, I love that Vance told Osiris she was eating their shit. And her reaction like them. Let's see. Tim, Stamets summed up the season before he got ejected through the wall. Geek in Review, I was kind of disappointed the programmable matter didn't seal the hull breaches. Would have been cool. That would have been cool, actually. That would make more sense for fire suppression, too, for some kind of futuristic tech as opposed to just purging the... That, you know, it doesn't almost make sense. Ian, I like that they basically explained why Archer knew Morse code, Starfleet Academy, year one. It would be, though, that would still be, you know, that would be, even in TNG times and beyond, it would still be something that you need to communicate. I think that's a brilliant idea, and yes. Wait, Governor says, 8 out of 10 for me, great episode, a few surprises, very happy overall. Sean Wright, oh, I forgot about that, those 3 bots at the end. You'd probably enjoy Transformers Earthrise. It's out now on Netflix. Oh, is the new one out? Ooh, I'll have to watch that tonight. I watched, what was the last one on Netflix? Transformers Siege? I watched that all in one night, so I'll probably do the same thing with Earthrise. I knew it was coming out in January. I didn't think it was out yet. So now I'm excited to see that. Hezraz, the negotiations are a distraction, I think. She is trying to get the Spore drive to work. Yeah, I could see that. Alistair, if Hugh dies, we riot. TV writers always seem to want to needlessly kill off LGBTQ couples, even today. Sean Wright, wouldn't tactical gear have a helmet? I'm sure there's a button that they push and some kind of weird thing goes over their head. Daniel's Hot Topics. Hi, Captain Foley. How are you tonight? First of all, I heard that Jodie Whittaker is leaving Doctor Who. That is great news. Also, so excited for season 3 finale. It looks epic, movie scale. I am good. Thank you for asking. Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, I heard that earlier today. Doesn't bother me either one way or the other. I didn't watch all of Capaldi. I enjoyed Capaldi, but I haven't watched any of Whittaker, so doesn't mean anything to me, really. Those Jeffrey tubes were pretty CGI. I thought the sets looked like garbage. Also, why were the chairs stacked in the lobby before they were put there as hostages? That's a good question. Sean Wright, she's trying to copy Mariner. She pulls up her arms. Michael's a rebel by not wearing socks. Does that mean if she's skipping socks, she's not bothering with underwear as well? Well, she could have got confused and thought special mission tactical gear, commando. Let's go commando for this one. No socks, no underwear. And I'd be fine with no underwear. You know, that's kind of sexy. But no socks, that's disturbing. I don't know. I'll just stop talking right there. Judge 1981, hit those likes, people. You know every little bit helps. And he knows where you live. 172 people watching, which is fantastic. 114 likes. I think we can do better than that. I think we're going to hit 150. Hit that like button if you haven't, guys. I'd really appreciate it. So please consider that. It's the future. Maybe built-in socks or something. Sure. She took socks off. Imagine how slippery those floors would be if she kept them on. The no socks will be CGI'd in later. White socks, though. Skookum Trooper, they can't replicate the tardigrade DNA. Yes, but that's not what they said. They said, with tech that's unreplicatable. Bullshit. And even the scientist guy said, don't worry, we can build a tardigrade from the ground up, essentially using the DNA strands within you. So you just have to nurture it, and we can do it. It's fine. We have the technology now. So, William Powell, we don't need a Mandalorian type Star Trek level. I'm liking things just the way they are. I'm glad you're enjoying it, William. I'm enjoying it too. Just it's not quite what I originally wanted. I would just like to see something Mandalorian-esque for Star Trek. That would be more my vein, but you know, everybody likes what they like. So, and there'll definitely be fans. So, Ben says you heard the captain. Hit like. 127 likes. We need. Let's get 3 more to get to 130. It's easy. They zipped the sphere data. Alistair says, I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed this, and every time she takes control and screws someone over, she's usually made the wrong move. She went to prison for a reason. Dun dun dun. Tim says the Blu-ray will include a pair of Trek socks. Stefan, it takes almost no memory because the data was already in the bots. That's interesting. Daniel Side Traffic Trekyards. Did you see the trailer for the season 3 finale? The Orion Lady, Osira, and Michael Burnham fight, and it looks like Osira is kicking Burnham's ass. Do Orion women have super strength? Probably. You'll find that humans are generally the wussies on the block in Star Trek, Star Wars. We're always like, there's always people, every other race is stronger than us, pretty much. So, probably. I don't know for sure, though, so. Sean Wright, the musical opera music was a little overkill. He may as well have been the Emperor talking to Anakin at the opera. Have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis? I mean, yeah, it's a good story. You should hear that shit. Flackoff, Flabbergarb. Rest in peace, Tanya Roberts. Oh, Tanya Roberts died? Oh my god. Wasn't she, Jungle Girl? Why can't I think of it now? Not She-Ra. What the hell I want to say? Tanya Roberts played, what's the Jungle Girl? I know she was a Bond lady too, but Beastmaster, maybe. I think it's Beastmaster. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you guys will tell me, and I'm far behind the chat, so. Coltman, I was waiting for Eli to call the Admiral out about lying. Would have been funny. I love that his name's Eli, and he's a lie detector. That's kind of funny. Did anyone else think the Discovery being taken over was going to be resolved here? A 3-parter. We've kind of called it was going to be a 3-parter when we talked about when we did our last review. It would just make sense at this point, so. I think the Emerald Chain is an oligarchy with representation, so democratic in a sense. Daniel's Hot Topics, Trekyards. It makes no sense that in the year 3189 they cannot replicate the Spore drive. It makes no sense. I totally agree. Totally agree. Anyone else notice they changed next week's title episode? Yes, I did. It was originally called Outside. And now it's called whatever the first episode was called, Part 2, though. I forget what it's called now. The thing that you do, or that hope is you. Thank you, Circe. That hope is you, Part 2. There you go. Austin, I feel like Discovery is really getting so much better and hooked into true Trek vibe. Yeah, I would say it's getting there. Fire suppression has regressed a lot in 800 years. A TNG ship would put up force fields around the fire to smother it. Right? But people will say, oh, Discovery, it's, it's before TOS time, so it's not as advanced as that. Refit. Yeah, I know. Let's see here. The Trill episode had me crying. Morse code is outdated even today. It wouldn't be used in 250 years. It's all Cobra Kai. Hashtag no mercy. Paul is here. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Maybe the sphere of knowledge added a shit ton of memory and processors into the bots. I mean, anything's possible, right? Austin says, just now getting into the Mandalorian and Clone Wars. Oh, dude, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Tassive won $5. Stamets was being a big baby and put himself and his feelings ahead of the duty of the crew. He got what he deserved, that little shit. I kind of agree. I kind of agree with you. No, yeah, it's my life. I can't lose him again. It's like, relax. Just chill. I've got to deal with the situations as they come. Let's worry about the ship right now. Chill out. I know it's radiation. It's a ticking clock. I get it. Relax. We'll get there. Wing Saber. They all do 3 series and then leave. It's just tradition. Commando, hilarious. Seriously, I got a feeling the boots have a liner in them. I'm sure they do, but you still got to wear fucking socks. When I was a kid, my Canadian snow boots had a felt liner thing, but you still wear fucking socks. You don't do that. There's very few shoes that you should be wearing without socks on. Just wear fucking socks. Geek Review. Why doesn't Saru have a floaty desk? Really annoyed me since the upgrade. Oh, that's a good point. Judge 1981. Why do they say going commando with there's no undergarments, yet every commando I know wears them? So, yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. Lack of socks destroys the internet. The boots are probably insulated. One needs socks. For fuck's sakes, yes, you would. What if you come in a culture like Canadians or Japanese, where when you go into their house, their residence, their place of whatever, you have to take off your shoes as a sign of respect or just because it's fucking polite, instead of wearing your dirty ass gross shoes that have been all over the street and all over, dragging all that shit into the house. You don't want to take off your boots as a Starfleet officer to show respect and have fucking bare feet. Like, ew, it's just wrong. Tassive won $3 with a fist bump pair. Thank you very much. The Paradon. Maybe Michael lost her socks because of the broken hollow program. It deleted her tactical socks when giving her the hollow clothes, and it just forgot and glitched to give them back. Wing Saber. If you strip someone's shoes off while it's tied, let's also strip off the socks. No, it really wouldn't. Judge 1981, can I ask what the obsession about socks? Long story. C. Coltman, why did the security chick break apart in space? Because dramatic, awesome spaceness. Paul Graham, as a real space engineer, yes, I would purge the tube, even if there were a dozen people in it and it was required to save the ship, unless I had some other future suppression tech. Well, Paul, we already talked about that in TNG, like it was stated. A force field would be put around the fire and it would just be smothered because it would use up all the oxygen. Simple. You don't need to purge a whole thing with crew in it. Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Cypher Commander, I'm enjoying it. It's pretty good for shit. Thunderblitz. First it's Discovery's shuttle bay door, now it's Burnham's socks. Of all the things to complain about, Thunderblitz, I know. How dare we? How dare we? Whatever. Sean Wright. I think what falls this show is it's trying to be everything. It's instead of sticking its knitting to its knitting. What? Every storyline is basically another episode of another TV show. If it's not Scottish, it's crap, said Shed1981. Michael Stark, Cap, what do you mean by wanting Trek to be more Mandalorian-esque? Like, I like Mandalorian, but curious what you mean by that. Like, giving us a TOS ship that looks like a TOS ship. Like the X-Wings looked exactly like the X-Wings from the 70s because they should. Like Luke, like R2. R2 wasn't changed in any way to be more technologically advanced for a flashier modern day audience. That's what I mean. I want it to represent the time period appropriately, looking exactly like it should look. Little visual updates, just tiny little ones, just to make it look like Inimir Darkly, did it perfectly. Things like that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Colt Man, humans are not wussies. We have the double fist attack. That's a double axe handle. Wing Saber, except the Binars, they're not that strong physically. That's true. Holy shit, I'm way behind in the chat. Yeah, Sheena. Thank you, William. Sheena, that's her name. This was a great episode. Really liked it. She was interviewed to kill. To keep shaping down. Caravaggio 2012. When I say Trek as Mandalorian levels, I mean quality of production and story. Writing by people that are true fans and have a passion for it. Discovery is getting better, but it is not close. Yes. Yes. Discovery is the new movies, the new trilogy of Star Wars. Mandalorian is done by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who are big fans. Everything's what we wanted as fans. So we need something like that for Star Trek. We're not quite getting it with Discovery. It's getting better, but it's not quite there. So, Tim Adkins, what is with the episode name changes? Weird. Yeah, just typical Discovery fashion. They're just making changes on the fly. Thunderblitz, how can they not figure out how to replicate the lithium at this point? It's complex molecules. It's how can they not replicate a goddamn spore tech? It's like, really? It's just dumb. Mark Lawrence throws in $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark. Good to see you. Mandalorian-like Trek series would have everything looking period correct, using it as a guide. Maybe a story in the movie era post Star Trek 6, taking place on a smaller ship that's about to have a hell of a month. I'm for that. Yes, totally agree with you, Mark. That's exactly what I was kind of just referring to. C. Coltman M. Stamets was the most chief engineer in this episode. Ordering people around felt good, but the script he was reading sounded forced. Tim Adkins, been watching the special features in the TNG box set. I have a new appreciation for the writers. Too bad Disco doesn't use any of them. Daniel's Hot Topics. I sent you a cool article on Discord back on the Enterprise days in the early 2000s. Judith and Garfield Reed Stevens had an idea to bring back Kirk to Trek, and they were going to sew it. Judith and Garfield Reed Stevens are very talented, and yes, all the yes. Let's see. Caravaggio 2012. Pretty sure most of that was a play on Die Hard. Yeah. Correct. Morse code is dead, says Paul. Tassive won $2. Socks plus shiny floors equals very slippery. Duh. Fair enough. She could have just taken her socks off then before she jumped out of the Jeffries tube. If you don't wear socks, the bootliners get filthy, says Paul. Yes. Judge 91, speaking of socks, clothes, and shoes, let's take a moment to have you know about You know about Teespring? Yeah, check out the Teespring's link down below. Check out some cool Trekyards merch. That will help us out and get you some cool swag. So, seriousness, I can think of ways to get around the socks, but it's hard. Judge 91, did you know the captain has a PayPal? Well, like, yeah, dude, he does. Trekyards@hotmail.com. Yeah, if you want to send a PayPal, just let us know you sent it, and we will read your comment or question via that as well. We can do that. Tim Atkins, I gotta get my Trekyards tee. Yes, please do. There's a lot of great ones on the Teespring store, so check it out. Let's see. Judge91, want to know something else cool? Eagle Moss, you can go there to use Trekyards 10 for a discount too. Yes, you can. He's been looking at the description of the videos. Seriously, but the scouts are different. You go to learn stuff. What? Must have missed something. Sorry. Alex, by now in the season, I think Starfleet will have an outfit all their vessels with Spore tech, but didn't have a navigator. Yeah, we've, like we said, it would be cool to see like some ships that Spore jump in at the last minute to kind of save the day. Like, we have the tech. Haha, it is replicatable. Haha. Because really, you can probably cut stamets out completely, like the tardigrade DNA thing. There's probably a new substitute for that, like a way to map the mycelial network that you don't need that. I don't know, but it would be cool. Tim Adkins, just rewatch Relics, and they did TOS ship bridges right. Would have been great for Disco. Yeah, they did it right in TNG with Relics. They did it right in DS9 with Trials and Tribulations. They did it right in Enterprise with Inamir Darkly. They made it look era appropriate because it's a period piece. Discovery says, fuck you, we're going to do our own thing. Well, fuck you too then. Get the fuck out of here. Discoverse then, not Prime. It's fine. Tim Adkins, need to get an Eagle Moss Titan. Seriously, the boots were slip-on, so maybe slip-on boot socks will slip off with the boot. Oh my god. Paul Graham, yes, I know about the fire suppression force field. I was both laughing that they weren't using them or even beaming the damn fire out, or, you know, fire suppression materials. But the commenting that I would sacrifice many people to save the ship. Wow, you're an asshole. Just kidding, Paul. Yeah, Stuart, your Camaro's not running right here. Yeah, I'm going to have to throw you under this moving car because I need some lubricant. Oh, the blood's good. I saved your car, Stuart. Michael Stark, I just used the Trekyards discount code for my first 2 Eagle Moss ships. I got Enterprise D and E. That is awesome. Did you get the XL versions or just the regular, standard? And yeah, guys, click the link for the Eagle Moss down below, like the link to go to the Eagle Moss, because that way they can monitor what the traffic, where it's coming from. So yes. Let's see, Space Thing. The most disappointing thing about the new Star Trek so far is that critical lack of afros in the show. I want to see some poofy hair in Starfleet, damn it. Funny, okay. Hezraz, the episode was better than I was expecting. I still want to see a living Vulcan Romulan in uniform at HQ, though. Caravaggio 2012. I think it's not too late for Seth MacFarlane Trek series. I think he'd do it right. I totally agree. And yes, he's got Orville now, but he originally approached them and said, I want to do Star Trek, and they turned him down, which is a shame because he would have done exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did with Star Wars. He would have done that with Star Trek. So Let's see. Sean Wright. If they recycle everything in the future, why don't they just add dead bodies to the replicator goo instead of firing them off in torpedoes into space? Well, maybe they do. We don't know what they do 930 years in the future. And that's just kind of rude. Like, oh, this is my best friend. I'm just going to throw him in the thing. And, oh, look, he's broken down. All right, I'm going to go get a snack in the mess hall now. Tim Adkins. Every time an Orion baddie gets shot into space, a disco crewman gets a future Starfleet uniform. Well, that's good. Gustral 1980. The droids at the end, I wanted to say R2. Broken Speaker, $5. Thank you so much, Broken Speaker. On the balance, I find Stamets to be the best character. The writers must like writing for him because he actually had some range. The rest, meh. Marley McClay, Lower Deck streams here on January 2nd. That seems to be the most reverent Trek in terms of honoring era-specific aesthetics. Yes, and if you haven't checked out our reviews of those after you've watched Lower Decks, go check out the reviews for each episode. They won't be live, obviously, but they were recorded live, so you get all the interactions with the people and the questions and comments and stuff, and it's really worth watching. So go back and check those out. So it was really underperformed, and it's because most of the world wasn't able to watch it. So unfortunately, those ones really underperformed for us. So if you can go watch them and share them around, I'd appreciate that. Her socks went with the damn boots. Duh. How many times is that going to happen? For 1 foot, I'd be fine with that. For both, I don't buy that. I've had taken boots off before and shoes, and the socks rarely go with it. So let's see. Hezraz, I think Vance recognizes the good people joined the Emerald Chain because they had no option, so he sees the potential of the Emerald Chain. The scientist guy seems like a good guy. Naive, but good. Oi, oi, Governor. I hope Discovery destroys board of the ship. It's weak and feels old, 930 years old, even with the retrofit. Joseph, I'm ready for some hashtag justice for Sahil. We still haven't had 150 likes? What the hell? 188 people watching, 149 likes. Guys, we need one more like to hit. There we go. Thank you. Sean Wright, be honest, you'd eat Sam if it came down to it. No. No, I wouldn't. Judge 1981, have you ever wanted to see what life was like outside your world by a man that's a captain? Want to explore it via the Camaro and Twitter? Yes, you say? This is how. Go to twitter.com/Trekyards. It's also at Captain Foley on Twitter. Space Thing, you might think you want Disney to buy Trek, but you don't actually want Disney to buy Trek. Hezraz, they joined the chain because they wanted to make a difference, and that is the only way. I feel like the Federation ditched people and the Emerald Chain picked up the pieces. Yeah, absolutely. That's how those things work. Air 51, Vance, our food is people. It's people. Fabio, they talked about the president and nothing more. They talk a little about the inner politics of chain and nothing else. The Admiral talks about nothing from their rich culture, but what is good. Alex McKee, it's not unusual in other sci-fi series to recycle dead bodies. The Expanse rendered for fertilizer, Dune rendered for the body's water. I don't care. In a survival situation, when it's chips are down, yes. But Starfleet was never about that. Starfleet was never like, oh, we're out here and we don't have any resources. Starfleet was always like the best of humans and the best tech, and it's like, we don't need to do that, so why would we? You know? Seacolt, man, what microphone are you currently using? Why? I'm using my iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is the one I always use for these lives, so. Hezraz, it made me sad that Vance never had a real apple. It made me sad too. Rel, you assume she was wearing socks. No, I didn't assume she was wearing socks. I was pretty sure she wasn't wearing socks. William Powell, saying Orville is Trek is like saying the Mets are the Yankees. Aren't they, though? I'm not a sports fan, so. Transparent cut. Transparent cotton socks. Gotcha. That's perfect. Yeah, that solved it for me. Thank you. Geek and Review. Just have been gratifying to find out why Discovery Shuttle Bay is always open this week. Yeah. Marley McClay. 900 years from now, skin is the new socks. That's really pretty disgusting, actually. Just for the record. I don't get how Sakal had a child's mentality. He was raised by a ton of programs that taught him in different areas, and he did have his mom for a bit. They say he's childlike. He's like a child until he leaves that program, essentially. Yeah. SC Scout Guy, I wonder if the scientist guy is actually Osiris' husband. Also, I'm glad to Kenneth Mitchell acting again after season 1 and all of his health problems. Yes, absolutely. C. Coltman M. I don't get how Vance didn't have an apple. Don't they have a garden ship? Yeah, but it's a rainforest, and you don't get apples from rainforests. But it's a very good point. You would think that they would have an apple tree somewhere. Sean Wright, or are you saying you like things to be kept the same? I do, however, like the robot on Lost in Space upgrades. That was a great job. Yeah, some upgrades are fine. Like even the movie Lost in Space is a guilty pleasure for me because the Jupiter one, when it launched, looked exactly like the Jupiter one from the show, and then that shell broke away. That was the launch shell to release show the new one. And even the new robot for the movie, same thing. That's fine. That's a nice homage. But to totally ruin the aesthetics of everything just for the sake of modern audiences is retarded. So, Dean Blackfry, geez, enough with the feet. You go down is going to think it's a foot fetish fan club. Hey, there's nothing wrong with foot fetishes. Just saying. Flavio, I wanted to learn more about the inner politics, especially with the scenario. The amount of opportunities for world building, such as DS9, is amazing and yet so underutilized. Space Thing, can we take a moment to appreciate that Disco didn't just drop the one actor off who has ALS and gave him a new role, accommodating his disability? Yes, that is great. He's a fantastic actor. Loved seeing him back for this, so that was great. And I didn't know about him until it was mentioned in our last live, so I looked it up and found out about his ALS and all that and how he played the 3 Klingons. And yeah, I feel so bad for the guy because that is such an awful disease to have. So, Oscar says, you think they're building up the Federation president to be some big reveal? I don't think we're going to hear about it again. It's going to be one of those things like, it's not going to be in the next episode, and then season 4 is going to start and be like a year later. And maybe we'll get it. I would love it to be a big reveal, but I don't think it's going to be. Paul says, okay, people, everyone, actually check and make sure that you have hit like. Don't just guess, actually do it. 170 likes with 181 people here. That's a really good ratio. I'm happy to keep that. If you haven't hit like, though, hit like. Let's try to get 175 at least. I'll stop asking after that. So 175. Ezraz, I think the scientist will betray Osiris next episode. The look he gave her near the end told me that she had lost him. Yes, I totally agree with you. 100%. James Aaron, season 2 is better, but season 3 seemed better until the last few episodes. I was disappointed with the Goff, and don't get me started about Sukal. Get off my lawn, says Oscar, yes. Geek in Review, there's just a Lost in Space vibe because Tilly's ginger. Alistair, hey Cap, do you think Sukal has the ability to restore the inert dilithium? Like once he leaves the program, he grows as a person. What's the likelihood of the writers doing that, you think? We considered that. We actually mentioned that in our prediction or the other review, that maybe he can reverse it. Just doesn't know he has the ability to do so. That would be great. I don't think it's going to be the case, but it's something we have discussed, yes. Oi, Governor, you tell You tell that to my missus. She hates me touching her feet. She kicked me so hard I felt like I was Danny from the Karate Kid. Hey, hey, hey. I got a soft spot for sexy feet. Just saying. Don't judge. Foot fetishes are a thing. It's just chill. Sylvia has no such problems. Let's put it that way. Murray Nathan, I want to see a Star Wars Mirror Universe show where everyone gets along like Luke Skywalker is a Jedi space explorer. Travis Richard, that damn teaser for the next episode gave everything away. That's the first two times I watched this episode, there was no trailer. I had to go on YouTube because everybody was talking about a promo trailer for the next episode. I had said there wasn't one, and they said, "Oh, we saw one." So I had to go on and look for it, and it's on YouTube, but it wasn't attached to the episode that I saw. So I don't know what's up with that. I thought they were just leaving it vague for the next time on, which was the season finale. So let's see. Geek and Review. We should use the term Coomsing after Jeffrey Combs for actors who play multiple roles in Trek. That's great. That's great. Joseph Barbato. If the thumb is not blue, this means you need to hit that like button. At least you didn't rhyme that. Thank you, Joseph. C. Coltman M. The boarding party transported onto the ship a little too early. Did not seem realistic. Also, why wouldn't they go to the bridge first? Which boarding party? From the last episode? They beamed throughout the entire ship at the same time, including the bridge. Apples made of shit, but not the rainforest vessel. Yeah. Hezraz, there is a cute video where Kenneth Mitchell is dragging the kids behind him on his wheelchair. Alex Mackey, it was great to see Admiral Vance being a shrewd negotiator with the ability to be both subtle and gross. I really felt his fight for Federation values. Wait, Governor, hashtag no judging. Yeah, it's you. Everybody else will be judging me. Smart Smears just came in. How do you feel about the Stamets scene? The writers were making the wrong choice, making Burnham be the one to tell everyone they're being so emotional. Just made be on his side. I thought it was great the way he was yelling at her and basically saying, we gave up everything for you. We came to the future for you. You're being a bitch. Yeah, it played well. He was a little bit emotional, though. I mean, his whole family, his whole life is on the radiated planet, so I get it. But yeah, I thought it was fine. Judge 1981, the Book of Face, or as you humanoids call it, Facebook, has lots of content. If you want quality content, go to the Trekyards Facebook group. There you go. Travis Richard. Oh my God, don't watch it. Also, Richard. Oh, Travis Richard. Tim Adkins. I didn't get on the next episode trailers either. They are on YouTube if you're interested. Daniel's Hot Topics. Trekyards. Captain Foley, Duran, and the end. Do it. Yeah. Captain Foley. Ren, the Andorian, was killed by Osira, but remember, Ren was wearing a personal transporter. What if he transported away when the beam hit him like Sloane did in DS9? That's very, very interesting. Didn't consider that, but you could be right. I would say Stamets went a little nuts in this episode, but it made sense. The crew has professionalism problems. Love the green camera effect on the painting behind your back. Sometimes it is the Enterprise or the roller. Sometimes it is the Enterprise or the Rebel. I just want to let a happy comment here and not only speak ill of disco. That's because it's a picture of the Enterprise, but on TV, I actually have a screensaver of the Aurora Borealis. So it's scrolling between multiple pictures of the Aurora Borealis. A name I can't pronounce says, if there was one classic ship that you would like to see a 22nd century refit of, what would it be? Sovereign glass? I don't know. That's a good question. Oscar Costello. They always beam into engineering first to control the ship. Generally, yes, actually. Geek in Review. Think we'll see inside of a 31st century ship maybe next season. They're gonna need to build the sets, I think. Colts, man, says, kind of weird we haven't seen another Starfleet vessel in action this whole season. Feeling ripped off. Yep, I totally agree with all that. Federation president will be a Pakled. Joseph, this is a no judgment zone. Oscar, why would the Hollow change Saru's appearance if the kid has seen Kelpians before? He hasn't seen another Kelpian besides his mother, would be my guess. I wondered the same thing. It would almost make more sense for Saru to remain a Kelpian, because one of the first things Saru says to him is, our appearance might seem strange to you. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one, so. Donnie is here. Hello, Donnie. How's it going? Hezraz. I almost think Culber will back Michael and tell Stamets she made the right choice. I'm sure he will. Space thing. I'm still waiting for some kind of twist with Grudge, like she turns out to be a shapeshifter or something. Yeah, I am too. Nick Weeg felt like the episode had it all. TNG era negotiations, die-hard action, and a villain unwilling to go full legit, all while making her more complex. Favorite of the series so far. Wow, interesting. It's a good one. It's good for the season. It's good for the series, but it's not one of my favorites overall, I don't think. But as a part 2 to last week, it's pretty good. We'll see how all 3 of them play out as one episode, but yeah, I think it's going to work pretty well together. Hezraz, I like that Zora, or should I say Proto-Zora, showed up at the end to save the day. MC, I don't have too much issue with the Federation at its current state being able to dictate the time, resources to R&D. Isn't that one of the alluring points Osira proposed with the new Federation? Yes, she has some of the best scientists, and they can help replicate that spore drive tech. Smart Smears. Vance was amazing. Best character of the season. Haven't seen season 2, but I assume this is how people felt when Pike last season. Also, I'm glad we can finally put to rest the idea of Vance is evil. It can be, though. I can see them doing a twist last second or something, but yes, I totally agree. Vance is a fantastic character. Very much the Pike analog for this season, and I love him. I think he's great. He's a fantastic character, so yes. Space thing. What the heck is an Agora boring Alice? Oy. Judge 1981. $5. Heading out, Captain. Work calls early. Everyone, please hit that like button and leave some super chat loud. Thank you very much, Judge 1981. Great to see you. Thank you for helping out and pushing the people in the right direction. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hezraz, I did think it was awesome that Vance almost had all the Federation ships blow up the Discovery. I think ejecting Stamets into space will put Burnham in Vance's good books. Probably, yes. Nick says the Hollows said their appearance was changed to fit the parameters of the program. Vague, but an out for the writing team. Yes. Flavio, have you watched Pacific 201? Recently I saw part 2 alongside a few other fan films and I quite enjoyed them. Yes, I've seen Pacific 201, parts 1 and 2, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, Eric did a fantastic job with that. Coltman said, Colbert is the sole professional on the ship. Also, Detmer's getting extra lines off screen, dubbed in during camera swipes. Wonder why. Don't get me started on that Detmer actress. Alex Mackey puts in £5. Is it Mackey or Mackey? But £5. So thank you very much. It's good to catch your live feed for once. Monday to Tuesday is my week. Stayed up late. Keep up the good work. Yeah, it is late for you if you are in the UK. So thank you for watching. It's probably like 4 a.m. there now. But I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm glad you could make it to a live. So thank you. Clay says, I almost dislike Burnham more and more with every episode. I think most people do. Unpronounceable name says Sean. Oh, I guess his name is Sean. Does the 3-episode cliffhangers help or hinder the show in your opinion? Would you have preferred the 3 separate episodes? I like it, actually. It feels like, it still feels episodic enough. It doesn't really feel like that serialized storytelling that they've been doing over the season 1 and 2. I kind of like it. I think it's a good hook at the end of the season. So I think that I do like it. So, and Sean, I guess, is your name. Nick says, I will never take eating an apple for granted again. But still makes you look like even more of an asshole. Vance let the negotiations fall apart on purpose. He has a different agenda. Governor Arroyo Borealis at this time of day? Totally localized in your kitchen? Yeah. At this time of year. At this time of day. In your kitchen. Aaron Shrew, I can't see myself rewatching any 3rd season episode. Season 2 had me coming back, but they lost me again. That's interesting. A lot of people disagree with that, but thank you for putting that in. I appreciate that. Sorry that's the case. Ezraz, I know she is a commander. I mean, B number 1, but I did not want to be cheesy. James says, if something happens to Saru, they will definitely promote Burnham, whether she is deserving of it or not, or deserving of the brig. It's just the way, with this series. Nick says, I think I know who you want to leave the cast, but who do you think will get written off in the finale? I don't know. Is somebody definitely getting written off? I'm not sure. If I had to pick one person that might be going bye-bye, I would say Book. I don't want that. I would like to see Detmer leave out an airlock, but other than that, yeah, I kind of like everybody. 4 a.m., baby. There you go now. Well, glad you stayed up. Thank you very much. John Barbado, the Detmer actress seems like a big bitch in real life. No offense, but seems like it. I 1000% agree with you. And we met her in Vegas. And yeah, I've told that story a few times. She seems a little bit too big for her britches and a little bit stuck up, nose in the air. Hezraz, on the space station, they drink recycled pee. So I think they would eat shit in the 31st century. Marvin Woodley, hello, Captain. Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year, Marvin. The Bungle 699. We want more of Tilly McLean. Yes, we do. Coltman, what did they turn the transporter room into? I wonder if they are spas now. Well, you still need transporter rooms. Like I said, not everybody has a transporter comm badge. You go to a planet, it's a primitive planet, you need to beam people up for emergency evacuations, shit like that. You're still going to need transporter rooms. So they still have transporter rooms. Smart Smears, don't like the idea of them changing captains again. Nobody ever stays long enough to settle in. Feels like a holdover from when the show was supposed to be an anthology series. Yes, and not about the captain and the main crew. Hezraz, I feel like the captain change is becoming a thing. They are setting up Saru to look like a bad captain. I think Saru is going to die. Anyone on the bridge could die. It really wouldn't. Oh, and it really wouldn't after. Saru will leave and Vance will be captain. That'd be cool. You think Stamets might join the Emerald Chain out of spite for Michael? Ooh, no. James Aaron, yes, I lost some respect for Server's character this season. I don't have any liking of any of the other characters either. That is odd for a Star Trek series, not to like one character. I like quite a few characters. Clay Williams, only person I don't want to leave the show is Tilly. Shavatari Star, are the regulators Breen? It's my question. Is my question. Good question, because I thought the same thing. I thought the helmets are a little odd, so. Let's see. Ryan K. I, for one, would love to know what the chain's long game is by wanting to join the Federation. I doubt that the proposal can be taken at face value. I totally agree with you. Oscar says transporters are now huge sonic showers. Coltman, anyone want to see the other side of engineering opposite the Spore Drive area? It looks really cool. Yeah, I would like to see that very much so. Saru is a bad captain. J86 Southpaw. If Saru does leave, they won't be able to make their own captain up again. Vance would have to choose. Hezraz, I want Lieutenant Willa to be on the ship. She seems like she has a story to tell. I agree. Joseph Barbados says Tilly boobs. Yes. Alex says, as a place for controlled entry, the transporter room will always be necessary. Think of the biofilter, the weapons disablement, and containment. Yes. And you're always running up against new threats, new species, new first contacts. You're always having stuff that you need transporters for, so. Car Shep showed up late. Sorry, what did I miss? A lot. Hi, Captain. 4th January at 4:04. Don't think they put Tilly in charge because they're going to be a surprise in the final. Interesting, Rose. Sean, odds of them changing the disco uniforms in season 4. I want to say 100%. I want to say 50-50. I'd like to say 20% chance. In all realism, it's going to be the time between the last episode, hopefully, of season 3 and the beginning of season 4. There's going to have to be a time jump of a couple months, a year, I don't care. But you're going to see new uniforms on the crew. You'll probably see altered interiors, like more than they already are for the bridge and stuff. I think. So you're going to see a time jump, and yes, I would hope that they would change the fucking uniforms for the Discovery crew. Having them wear those old uniforms is just dumb, beyond dumb, just for the sake of being dumb. So. I think that we finally saw what was up in the transwarp tunnels, but now it made no sense. The Savage Gigantic ship made it through when Books barely made it. I thought that too. So yeah, I mean, this episode was a lot better than the last episode. Still not one of the best of the season for me, let alone of all Discovery. I mean, it's up there. It's in the top 10 probably of the best episodes. But it was very reminiscent of other things. Like, I definitely got a massive Die Hard vibe just because I just watched Die Hard just before Christmas. And I think a lot of people have done the same because a lot of people consider it a Christmas movie. So they've watched it recently, and then this comes out at Christmas, or just after Christmas, sorry. And it's just like, could have timed that a bit better. I don't think people are going to instantly say Die Hard in 4 or 5 years if they're just watching it for the first time and not watching it at Christmas season, you know. That's kind of the vibe that I get. But that being said, there is a lot of similarities for sure. So Vance was stellar in this. Osiris surprised me. The scientist was great. Stamets' overreaction and fight with Burnham was fantastic. The fact that, yes, Stamets has everything to lose at this point is very interesting as well. But he's the linchpin. He's the most important thing in this whole situation with the Spore tech. Um, Tilly was badass in this. The dot bots with the sphere data was an awesome little twist at the end. I thought that was great. Um, the stupid shit like the purging of the Jeffries tube for the fire suppression and the person like floating in space and then shit breaking off, whatever. There's a lot of stupidity as well, but overall I think this was a much better episode than last episode, and I really enjoyed it. I'm thinking it's going to score pretty high tomorrow when we do our ratings, but tune in, like I said, tune in for that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our full review and breakdown. We'll break down scene by scene. It's what we do, and if you can join in, put in your thoughts, your comments, your ideas, I'd love to hear them. So Aeon puts in $5, so thank you very much. The super chats are greatly appreciated, guys. Totally was thinking Die Hard also while watching. Yeah, most people were. Hezraz, I love the Burnham nerve pinch stamets. At least one callback to being raised on Vulcan in the entire season. Okay, the thing with the Vulcan nerve pinch is it was kind of established in side canon and stuff that only Vulcans could do it. It's not something you can really learn as a human, even though Kirk always made the joke of, hey, you need to teach me that sometime. The reason Spock didn't was because humans can't do it. Vulcans, because of their psionic abilities, like their telepathy and stuff, they actually can exert micro, like electricity almost from their fingertips, which neutralizes the nerve. And that's why I can go through clothing, like thick clothing and stuff as well. Humans can't do that. Otherwise, it would actually be a move that humans could do to people, It's almost more realistic for Xena. Like, Xena does the, like the, and paralyzes somebody for 30 seconds or can kill them. Or, she can make it last longer. That makes more sense. Data used the nerve pinch as Area 51. I agree, but Data's an android. He can stimulate or replicate that electric charge that's needed. Very minor one. But yeah, I mean, that was only side canon. That was something that I grew up with. My brother Steve was a huge fan of Spock and Vulcans and stuff, and I kind of learned that from him. So it's just a headcanon thing. I just hate that everybody can do it, and you can be trained to do it, and you can do it through thick uniforms and stuff. Like, they have the high collars on the Discovery, so her doing it here, like, that's a lot of clothing and bulk to get through to do it. I don't know. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. But just considering she was raised on Vulcan, it's Burnham. So whatever, it's fine. But yeah. And yes, I know everybody's in the chat yelling at me. Picard did it. Data did. I get it. My headcanon is outdated, has been for a long time. Don't care. I'm just telling you something that was read. I believe it might be in the medical guide, the Starfleet medical book. I'm going to see, actually, because that's where I think my brother Steve got the information from. Let's see. The Starfleet Medical Reference Manual. All right, let's see. Medical, first aid, life sciences, Vulcan physiology, 52. Probably a good place to start. Life sciences. Vulcan physiology. Ears, nose, mouth cavity, head, skull, overall body size and shape, skin. In addition, highly specialized cells in the dermis known as hylothermonic cells permit more efficient body heat loss with retention of water than does human skin because of the absence of the unique skin properties. Also, along with the absence of sweat glands, are necessary for Vulcan life, and explain why survival of the species in view of the environmental conditions of everyday life on Vulcan. So they don't even have sweat glands, even though I think Paul sweats in a few episodes. Where is it here? I don't think it's might not be in here. I'm just reproduction. I don't want to read the whole thing in front of you here, but it might be in here. See, and this also goes to something that my brother said, which have proof here now, which I never knew existed. He said that when Tuvok first came about in Voyager, he said, well, Vulcan doesn't have black Vulcans. Not anything racist, just that the way the planet was, there was no continental divide. Like they all looked alike essentially. Here it says, the Nilotic people, in contrast, possess physical adaptations for hot weather. The Vulcans never developed separate physical or racial types because Vulcan climate and living conditions are more homogeneous than Earth's. The comment that Vulcans all look alike, to me, has some basis in fact. Just as all Eskimos share the great deal of physical similarities, so do all Vulcans share a great deal of physical traits. Such as eyes, ears, nose. Yeah, I can't find it. It may not be here. Overall body, head and skull. But that's interesting anyway. I thought it was in here about the Vulcan neck pinch and how Vulcans were able to do it so easily. But this is a great book, guys. You know. So, where that Gorns go? I've done a live talking about this book too. Intelligent Aliens, where I go through the book page by page and kind of Canadian slime devil, tribbles, Borgia plant, tomato root, pod plant, spore plant, psionics, psychokinesis, aura, plasma reorganization. Maybe it's not here. Anyway, trust me, I trust my brother. He's got a lot more media on Star Trek than I do even. But he had read that somewhere, told me when I was a kid, and I always remembered it. But it's interesting about the racial things for Vulcans. That's actually in here. So this is an old school reference manual for anybody that's interested. Hard to find. I actually found mine at a Wonderfest one year. I forget how much I paid for it, but thanks, racist. Or that's racist, LOL. It's not racist. Anyway, yeah, so the fact that Michael could do the Vulcan neck pinch, no big deal. She was raised on Vulcan, whatever. It's the new Trek canon, the new Trek lore. So it's fine. Anyway. Sorry, kind of went off topic there, off script a little bit. So, but anyway, yes, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live breakdown and full review of this episode. I think Samuel will like it. I think it's one that he'll like. Having said that, you probably won't like it. But we'll see. So let's see if there's any more good comments here. Tertiary adjunct. I cannot share that link because, well, maybe I can. No, I can't. You can't share links in the chat, unfortunately, so. Rose Kirby, I wish you all the best. Hope I will start watching Trekyards soon from in the UK. Well, thank you very much, Rose. Alistair says, I thought Vulcan climate was so homogenous because they kind of halfway destroyed their logical system through nuclear war. Yeah, there's that as well. Yes. Star Trek needs to clarify if the difference between Romulans and Vulcans is ethnically wise or like Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, two separate evolutions from one. Yeah, interesting. Shivati Star has, let's not want that because they probably wouldn't consult an anthropologist like me and totally scientific screw it up more. You're actually an anthropologist. That's awesome. Well, I have smarter people than me watching me talk, so I appreciate that. Anyway, guys, yes, that's where I'll leave it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Tune in tomorrow for the live breakdown and review. You guys are great. Hit that like button if you haven't already, just before we close out. Just take a look. If it's not blue, you didn't do, so hit that thumbs up button. Make it blue, and making it blue will not make us blue. It'll make us happy. It'll make us unblue. It'll make us not sad, which is blue. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, make sure it looks like an Andorian thumbs up. There you go. Never said that before on the channel. Andorian thumbs up. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Anyway, until then, I am Captain Foley. You have been watching Trekyards, Captain Foley's first reaction review. We have one more of these to do next week, which will be on Thursday. It will be on Thursday. It'll be on the actual day that Discovery comes out, because these last 2 weeks have been screwed up. So we'll do it on Thursday night, and then on Friday will be a review. So that's 2 reviews in 1 week. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.